Hello my beautiful friends, it's Amanda here, and today we're doing a top 10 ColourPop Super Shock Shadows sort of updated video. It's been almost 2 years since I've made a top 10 Super Shock Shadows video. My favorites definitely shift over time, and in 2 years time I won't have completely new top 10. They've also introduced a lot of new shades since my last video, so there will be some overlap, certainly. I know for a fact, for example, the shade that I'm wearing on my eyes right now, this one called Moonwalk, this has been a favorite of mine for many, many years. Until this shade is completely discontinued and we can't have it anymore, I can't imagine me doing a top 10 Super Shock video and this one not being in it. So, you know, there will be some overlap, but sometimes I think it's interesting to see the things that remain over the years. I'm not necessarily paying attention to whether things are currently in stock or whether they have been discontinued. I'm just going to tell you my top 10 favorites of late, but it does stand to reason that there will be more of the newer shades infused into this round of favorites because as things are released, I am testing them, I'm adding them into my collection. So a lot of those things do tend to filter towards the top as far as use goes. If you feel inspired by this video to go check out the ColourPop site, I just want to remind you that I do have an affiliate code for ColourPop. It's just my first name, Amanda. That will save you 10% on most things on the site. Some of their limited items, collabs, vault sets, things like that, sometimes those are excluded. And also if anything's on sale, usually the sale is better than a coupon code. So make sure you keep an eye on your cart totals. I would much rather you get a good deal than me get an affiliate commission. I'm going to go through each one of my top 10 one by one. I'll show you close-ups, tell you about the finish, all that good stuff. So let's get into my top 10 Super Shock Shadows. First up is Sailor. This is a longtime favorite for me. Sailor is more sheer than some of the others. This has a very nude beigey type of base and it's absolutely loaded with tons of shifty blue and silver glitters. This is an ultra glitter formula. And I will be showing you live swatches, just finger swatches on my arm as we go along. That way you can see what these look like really in action as I'm applying them. As you see here, Sailor is really beautiful on its own, but it would also make a great topper. You could even wear this as a glittery highlighter on the face or the shoulders if you wanted to. We're going to take a look at one of my favorite neutral Super Shocks of late. This is Casual Friday. You can tell just by looking at it. She has gotten a lot of action in my beauty room these days. This is an ultra metallic finish and it's a beautiful warm rose gold. ColourPop describes it as a warm bronze, but I do think it has a little bit of a rose gold feeling to it. Definitely more warm leaning. This is a great one and done type of shadow. This is one that I can throw on easily if I just want to do a quick look and add a little bit of shine to the eyes, which I often do. This is a slightly less pinky take on the shade Sequin. I use this much like I use Sequin. It's just not quite as pinky of a rose gold. Now we're going to look at this gorgeous, vibrant yellow shade. This is called Montecito. This is another ultra metallic shade, and what I really like about Montecito and why I've been reaching for it, it sort of reminds me of a mix between Tankini and Bumblebee, two other longtime Super Shock favorites of mine. Tankini is lighter and more decidedly yellow. Bumblebee is more orangey. This is sort of like what you would get if you mixed those two together. So it's no wonder that I've been really drawn towards this Montecito shade because Bumblebee and Tankini are two other favorites, and I really like this for spring and summer to brighten up a look. Of course, Moonwalk was going to be included. This has to be at the absolute top of the top. I'm not ranking these, I'm just showing you my top 10. But if I was going to rank them, this would be so high up there. I don't know if it's number one because I'd probably choose a purple as number one. But Moonwalk we have talked about plenty in the past. This is an ultra metallic shade. It's a shifty, warm brown base with a golden green duochrome type of shift. This is so beautiful, so easy to wear. It's what I'm wearing in the talking portions of the video. I've recently featured this in a drugstore get ready with me video, and that's actually what sparked me to want to do an updated top 10 Super Shock video. This next shade, Rooftop Cocktails, has a similar appeal for me. It does obviously look different, and it's labeled as a different finish, although I don't think the finish looks that different. But this one is called an Ultra Glitter. This is another shifty duochrome type of shadow that I also love to wear just as a one and done type of shade. It pairs well with others, but it has that warm brown base, and this one shifts to a teal, almost icy teal with silvery sparkles. It's such an interesting shadow, such an interesting shifty shade that looks beautiful by itself, also layers really well on top of like a deeper base if you want to add some depth, and it feels like a much more expensive shadow to me. I believe this shade Corsage has been discontinued. This was released with the Sage the Day palette, but I am just so drawn towards this one. I love this minty, shifty green. It's not quite duochrome, but it has a little bit of a flip to it. This is an ultra glitter finish. You can see here it's in a little special packaging, colorful pot. And it reminds me of a lighter version of Banana Daiquiri, which is an old Super Shock shadow. I don't believe it's around anymore. But this shade, Corsage, is like a soft, minty baby of Banana Daiquiri. If you've not seen that shade, then I'm sorry. I know that description makes no sense. Meanwhile, this one on set is like the really extra loud sister of Banana Daiquiri. On set is an ultra glitter shade. It's a bright, vibrant turquoise, and it's just absolutely loaded up with silver and gold glitters. This one was particularly satisfying to swatch because it matches my nail polish so well. This is that bright pop of color type of look. I love pairing this with some warm matte brown shades to create a really wearable but still very bright and bold bluish turquoise look. This one also pairs really nicely with Corsage or Rooftop Cocktails because they all have super glittery bluish teal type of shade in common, so they work beautifully together. This shade, Ripple, also has a little bit of a blue shimmery shift. This is a warmer, almost pinky purple base, and it's loaded up with a bluish glitter, and it also has a little bit of a blue shift to it. On my particular skin tone, this Ripple shade almost reads as a pink. My apologies for this blurry footage. I could not for the life of me keep my camera focusing on this shade in particular for some reason. So far, this is just looking like the shiniest, sparkliest little rainbow of eyeshadows. I love that. I love how satisfying these Super Shock shadows swatch just with a simple finger swatch, and they apply beautifully on the eye with just the finger as well. I have a full video about how to apply Super Shock shadows, how to revive them if they dry out. It's called Super Shock 101. I will try to remember to link it in the description box, but if I forget, please remind me or just go and search my channel. You'll be able to find it pretty easily. It will tell you everything that you need to know about Super Shock shadows. Sorry to this shade Angelic, I've kind of skipped over. This is a gorgeous silvery purple shade. This is also an ultra glitter finish, and it looks really good with Florastory. It's like a lighter version of the shade Magnolia from my Florastory palette. very last shade we're talking about in today's top 10 video is this Moon Daisy shade. This is a soft, pale baby blue. It's absolutely loaded with blue and silver glitters. This is, you guessed it, an ultra glitter finish. I don't really know how they determine which shades or which finish because some of the ultra glitters look more metallic than some of the ultra metallics, and some of the ultra metallics are very, very glittery. So I don't truly know what the criteria is here for determining which shades get which finish. I mean, these all look pretty equally glittery to me, at least close enough. I suppose this is just one of life's great mysteries. These are my top 10 all swatched together. I'll give you a really close-up look at some of these swatches as well. I wanted to give you the live swatches, the full look, the close-up. You know me, I always go extra on the swatches. I should have done different lightings, but ultimately none of these are really multi-chrome enough for that to make a big difference. And honestly, I didn't even really think about that until just now when I was editing and voicing over this video. So hopefully you won't hold that against me too much. These are my current top 10. As I always say with my favorites, I reserve the right to change my mind. My favorites constantly fluctuate. I'm always trying new things. My style does ebb and flow and evolve, as I think most people's do. So for now, these are my most favorite, most used, most loved, and most highly, highly recommended shades, although I love Super Shocks in general, so I kind of recommend all of them. I hope you found this video fun, helpful, inspiring, entertaining, something. Hopefully I helped you narrow down your search for the perfect Super Shock shadow shades for you. But if not, I hope you at least had fun hanging out here with me. I would love to hear what you think about the top 10 that I chose. Do we have any of the same favorite Super Shock shadows? What are your favorites that I didn't mention in this video? I always love to hear what you think about things too, so make sure you leave all your thoughts down in the comments below. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye! Okay, hopefully I got it. Hair flip. This is my just air dried hair. I took a shower this morning. It's like 6 p.m. right now, so I took a shower less than 12 hours ago, and my hair really just finished air drying. She's very curly. The only thing I put in my hair when I air dry it is the Curlsmith air dry cream, and then I take a little bit of whey oil for my ends because my hair is really dry. Not that anybody's looking to me for hair care tips. I don't recommend doing that actually, but that's just what I do. I keep it very low maintenance. I think you can tell. Okay, can you get back on track, please? What were you talking about? Okay. Don't say that. Matching nail polish. I did do this look in a video, so I'll link the tutorial. It's honestly just moonwalk on my lids with bronzer to blend out the crease, and it's such a great, quick, one and done shadow. The shift in this shadow is so well suited to be paired with bronzer, and it just looks interesting, and it looks like I tried way harder than I did because of that duochrome nature, and I love that. Alright, that's it. Thanks for watching. I hope you're having a great day, and if you're not, then I hope that tomorrow's better. And no matter what, I'll always love your face, and I will see you in my next video real soon. I hope you'll be there because I'll be there. Okay, bye!